This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Maria Ross. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your show today.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am right in the San Francisco, California Bay Area. I live about 10 minutes south of San Francisco, right along the coast.
All right. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's cold now, isn't it? When I was there, the sun was out. It was somewhere around August, I think. But it was the wind. Oh my gosh, when the wind blew. Oh, we were in a park up top.
I bet. Well, they say, that famous quote of the coldest winter you'll ever have is a summer in San Francisco. So,
okay, I've never heard that.
But right now we're having some really bad rainstorms, which means snow in the mountains, but it's very, very cold and windy here today. So not your normal California day that you're probably envisioning.
It was amazing, though. We drove through a ton of smoke because there were fires. And then we got to San Francisco, and it felt as though it was just like this haven, if you would. It was pretty intriguing to experience that.
Absolutely, yeah. I've lived in a lot of different cities throughout the U.S., and San Francisco is my favorite. So I've been here quite a long time.
All right, well, do tell me, my friend, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I think just that I'm a pretty good connector. I am an extrovert, and I really like connecting with people and showering them with generosity. So I've built up a really great network on LinkedIn and other places, not because I, targeted doing that. It's just something I really enjoy. I really enjoy building a network of interesting people before I ever need anything. And often it's sort of like, what can I do to help you? So when you put out your request that you needed guests, I wanted to help. So here I am.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Now, that's a major community building block. Who did you learn that from, that ability to build community?
I think a lot of it did come to me naturally. I know that might not help folks that much, but part of it was learned, though, as I built my own business. I started my business 11 years ago, and when I realized how much it was benefiting my business and my brand and my exposure and my ability to get work, and throughout that journey of learning how to be an entrepreneur, I sought out a lot of advice from networking experts, relationship experts, and they're constantly talking about nurturing your network, building your community. I had some personal issues in my past that were great reminders of how important it is to surround yourself with very generous and smart friends and family. And I think I've just sort of lived my life that way.
Given all you've done, the experiences you've had, why will you continue to repeat those skills?
Well, I think it's just, it's one of those things where it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you continue to get benefit out of something, of course, you're going to continue that habit. So it's just a really great and rich way to live your life.
Now tell us about the Red Slice, please.
Yeah, so Red Slice is my brand consultancy. I help entrepreneurs and fast growth businesses create a compelling brand story so that they can stand out in the market, they can attract more sales, and they can grow their businesses or their impact or their platform.
I'm intrigued by the name. Is it like Velvet Cake?
No, but that's a good one. No, it stemmed from a personal blog that I had as a redhead. I had a personal blog called Red Slice many, many, many years ago when I was still working in corporate. And it was because I am such a multi-passionate person and I can't just pick one lane. So I just decided to call it Red Slice so I could talk about a variety of different topics. And then when I launched my consulting business, I didn't want to make it just a boring Ross consulting because I was a brand strategist and it's all about telling a story. So I decided to make that the name of my business. And that's often the reaction that I get from potential clients is, that's, Red Slice, what do you do? And that's exactly the reaction you want for your business.
That's wonderful. And we can find out more or connect with you on redslice.com.
red-slice.com.
Oh,
yes.
There we go. All right. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Well, I have actually been, I wouldn't say I'm an avid an avid person who works out, but every week, at least 2 times a week, I've gone to CrossFit or the gym. I started out doing CrossFit. I go to a gym now that does a slightly different version of that, but working out with weights and doing cardio. And I just made a commitment to doing it twice a week. I actually put it on my calendar so no one can schedule any time. And I created a habit. And now I sort of can't get through my week if I have to miss 1 or 2 sessions. So it was really important to me to create that habit. And from someone who was sort of the occasional exerciser, it's amazing. I've actually been doing this habit now for over 10 years.
Now, how do you do all of these things and yet to write a book in the middle of it? Or where do you do it?
Well, you plan. I mean, everything's a matter of prioritization. And for me, there's a lot of things on my list that I want to do that fall off, just like everybody else. But I think when something's really important to you, you will find a way to make the time. And if you don't get it done, you have to just ask yourself, how important was this thing to me really? Writing a book is not an easy thing. I wrote it in fits and starts. It took me 2 years to write the book that I have coming out this fall. And,
say the name.
Sorry,
say the name. It's important to tell us the name.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, it's not even public yet, but yeah, it's called The Empathy Edge.
I love
and
the
it's
name.
It's a book about how people and companies and brands and leaders can use empathy as a competitive advantage. So not only is it good for society, but it's actually good for business. So, so I'm really excited about that. But, it's just one of those things where some weeks I would go not working on it at all. And some weeks I would really just hunker down and work on it. So I think it's really about planning and prioritization.
I think it's important to say the subtitle of this book because it just plays on Red Slice. But can I get to say it, please? Can I get to say it?
Absolutely, please.
Oh, there we go. So the name of the book is The Empathy Edge, and the subtitle is Harnessing the Value of Compassion as an Engine for Success. And I love that because it just adds up supremely what I believe you want to showcase in this. Just like the Red Slice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, what's important is I wrote the book knowing that there might be people that pick it up thinking they can take a shortcut to success and going, if I pretend to be empathetic, I'll read Maria's book and she'll show me how I can pretend to be empathetic. But the point is that it has to be an authentic mindset. It can't just be this empathy veneer on your business. But I think that a lot of people discount those type of relationship and compassionate skills. And I have a lot of research and a lot of case studies that show that no, actually that mindset has helped a lot of businesses succeed.
And of course, when we do type your name in, we're going to see other titles because you are the author of several other books. How does it make you feel looking back from now to then? What you've accomplished?
I feel pretty proud. I never ever thought I would ever run my own business. I've always been a corporate person, and I had a very successful corporate career until 2008 when I started my own business. But yeah, starting my own business allowed me to do some of the things I'd always wanted to do, like write books. I've been writing since I was 6 years old. And I enjoy the process of writing. I love blogging. My blog's always full of good nuggets of information. But I'm pretty proud. I've become a keynote speaker. I've become an author. But most importantly, like kind of how we started this conversation, it's really the network of people that I've built around me, the interesting people that I've been able to meet, like you, just the wonderful conversations I've been able to have. I'm so proud and blessed to have gone down that path.
There we go, amazing audience. Again, it's Maria Ross. You can connect with her at red-slice.com. Maria, let's switch gears for a moment. Now let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water.
I like it.
Maria, what is your earliest childhood memory?
This was such a good one. I actually think I have a pretty good memory of a lot of events in my childhood. And my earliest one is when I was 3. I have 3 older brothers, and my mother and my uncle, her brother, surprised both families with a new puppy. So they got 2 puppies from the same litter and brought them home while we were all together. Both families were together. And I remember sitting in the recliner at my uncle's house when my mom and my uncle walked in the door with these 2 wriggling little golden retrievers. And of course, it was just such an impactful memory. Like I had never had a pet before in the house. My family had one before I was born, but, and it was just such a powerful, fun, amazing memory. I remember the color coat I was wearing. I remember the conversations. I remember a lot of it. So if you're around a 3-year-old, just know that they will remember.
Yes, definitely they will. So how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I don't know if I necessarily see it connecting to who I am today, unless you think like the golden retriever is my spirit animal. But
let's dig into that. What do you mean?
No, I don't know that it is. I'm just saying maybe it could be. But I think it's just the excitement. I'm always up for a new adventure. I'm always up for a surprise. I think that's how I've run my business and led my career. I'm always looking for the next opportunity, looking for the next adventure. So I think this was such an impactful memory on me because it was something new. It was out of the ordinary. It was a change, right? But it was a change I was excited about. So I do get pretty excited by change. I get scared of change just like everyone else, but it also excites me to shake up the routine and have things be different and have new people and animals enter my life at any time.
Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind? I love the gift of companionship. That I love because it's the thing you've been focusing on, how you've provided friendship to others. And in so doing, it's created an entire snowball effect of love, of networking, as you said. But it started by presenting yourself, as you said as well, authentically. And it's very, very important, in terms of what you're speaking about as the empathetic you. It's not something that you can act, or it's not something you should act. It's something that you have to develop. And again, a gift is one great step in doing that, in accomplishing that.
Oh, I like that interpretation.
You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
That's so funny. So I had a tie between Sister Christian by Night Ranger and Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. Those were both popular when I was 12 years old.
Love it. All right. Well, we have arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay.
Marie, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Absolutely not.
What about 3 hours a week?
Maybe 3 hours a week.
What about screen time? The phone and or the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's got to be more than 8 because I'm on my computer for work.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Maria Ross, what would you say that is?
Don't be afraid to share your own story.
Love it. Maria, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I'm just so thrilled that you and I connected through the interwebs, and I'm really excited to listen to more interviews by you.
Well, definitely a great pleasure. A pleasure I treasure, as my Ghanaian friend says. Maria,
love it.
Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazon Enterprise.